Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Geekigai, where we discuss all things geeky because it is fun. Alright, 2 episodes ago we actually provided our anime recommendations for beginners, and we ended up by saying that maybe one day we'll discuss the different genres that are available in anime. So one of our viewers actually took us up on our suggestion and asked us if we could do a topic on boy love, or BL for short. Although it wasn't on our list of original topics, we went like, okay, why not? So we invited said viewer onto our podcast today so that she's a huge fan of this genre and would be able to provide us interesting insights about this.
I just ask, why are Casey and I here?
Yeah, that's the thing. We're just here to fill the seats only. There's 2 missing seats, man.
That's not true, because it's very important to get the male's perspective on this as well. It cannot be just a women thing.
Male perspective? What?
Yes, so you're here to provide perspective.
I'm questioning her train of thought. But carry on. Carry on.
Alright, so said viewer is Kaylin, who is joining us today. Thank you for being so proactive in the suggestion and also joining us. So would you like to give us a short intro of who you are and where you come from?
Of course. Okay, so my name is Kaylin. Actually, I'm from SMU, currently graduating student, and I've been very into BL since I was quite young, since 2011 actually, so it's been like 14 years.
14 years?
Yeah, since I was young.
Wait, is that just context? Kaylin's my friend. I didn't know 14.
14 years is like, assuming, that's like
primary
10 years
school.
old.
Basically, she grew up with it.
Yeah, I grew up
Okay.
with it, so I saw the
Wow.
progression of how BL has changed.
Oh my god.
I hope it's not like some kind of like magazine you saw on the floor.
No, it started from anime.
Wait, what do you
and
mean?
manga.
What do you mean progression?
Yeah, we'll go into that. We'll go into that. How he has grown and developed. Okay, all right.
Yes.
So anyway, since the topic
we are
is
getting our yes, correct.
you're getting into your role. Okay, so since the topic is on boy love and everybody knows I love handsome men, they have decided that I will be in charge of today's podcast. Okay, but before we start today's topic, I thought it would be only safe for us to actually set some OB markers. So things like we will not discuss. Why are you giving me that look?
Yeah, go on.
So we we will not discuss anything that is about pornography, or I will provide any stance on our LGBTQ community. All right, so let's keep this really general and about boy love. All right, so all right, let's go. So before we begin, and for those of you who are not familiar with this, what boy love is all about, maybe I'll just invite Kaylin to just share with us what is this genre all about, and how is it different from other terms like bromance, shonen ai, and yaoi. Yeah, okay, this is the one that I always have problems pronouncing. Y-A-O-I.
Yaoi.
Yes.
Yaoi.
Okay, so for BL in general, it's called boys love, shorten it to BL. And it's basically about gay love, about guy and a guy being together. And for maybe like the most basic would be like bromance. So bromance would be if a guy and a guy has like, they're very close, but it can be platonic bromance and it could be romantic bromance. Even though it's called brother romance, this is called bromance, but usually it progresses towards that direction that we like, towards shonen ai. And shonen ai literally means boy love.
Okay.
So shonen is like young boy, but then we just say as it is like boy, and then ai is love, also shonen ai. And then shonen ai is more of like, just like, imagine like shoujo, so like romance, like usually it will be like in a high school setting or like a university, but like more toned down, not so many intense, no nightlife, those type of thing. And then it's usually very wholesome.
Okay.
I mean, usually very wholesome.
What do you mean by wholesome?
So there's no action involved. The most is kissing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a PG-13?
PG-13. Usually it's quite PG.
Wait,
okay.
Are you really sure there's like no kissing involved?
Shonen kissing have stops them.
Really?
Maybe like hug, then no more. Like anything that there's not, it's PG-13.
No, I'm not saying this like it's a meme thing. I'm saying this because right now, like I have this BL novel, like from where I'm sitting.
Why do you have a BL?
Why do you have a BL novel?
Wait, that's interesting.
No, I have this BL novel like staring right in front of me. Okay.
This one, right, is not shonen, this is yaoi.
Oh, okay.
So yaoi is when the interesting, the more not so PG-13 side comes into it. That's why it's called yaoi.
Oh,
And
okay,
it's
that
for
makes
a
sense.
more adult audience.
No
More
offense.
adult
Maybe
audience,
I should have realized this when I was like setting up the podcast, but like they're literally making eye contact with me right now.
So we should face it away from you.
I think it's too late for that. Maybe you should just go on with the show.
That is why I decided to sit here, man. I was so lucky. Yes.
Oh, gosh.
I'm so sad. It's facing away from me. I don't get to enjoy.
Hey,
You can stare at it later.
think of it this way,
It's in
alright?
your collection.
If you have like, Yuri here, it will be the same thing for you also.
I don't mind Hawk. I've actually read Yuri before.
Me, Yuri is good.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's good.
I can totally understand, yes.
Yeah,
the
but
kill of Yuri.
I only stop at
It's not my cup of tea.
We will discuss maybe later in case you're wondering what it is.
Alright.
Alright, so to basically summarize what Kaylin has said, there are actually different across the spectrum, right? So we'll start with if it's two guys like Casey and Nicholas, assuming you're like best buds and you like
Is that why we got them? Is that why we got them here today?
you go your best buds and you like to hang out with one another, go shopping. You really enjoy each other's company as friends.
Yes.
That's where the bromance part of it
Sure.
is purely platonic, right?
Yes.
Okay, but assuming. Okay, let's not talk about the two of you. But assuming
Yeah, two random
my
guys,
God,
two
wait,
random
wait.
guys.
Random guys, man.
then
Okay.
subsequently
Guys.
decides that it's time they want to like take it to the next level and they actually develop mutual romantic feelings with one another and they're just it's very wholesome. You're just exploring the feelings and stuff. It's shonen ai.
Yes.
And then subsequently, if we go into the more adult space where they actually do explicit stuff and actions, that's yaoi.
yes.
Is that
Okay.
correct?
Correct.
Okay, all right. So is it possible then for that it is very then possible then that things just remain at the bromance level and it doesn't go into boy love, right?
I guess there is like, even in shonen manga, right, there's like those that are not like BL or not for the target audience or anything, there's a lot of bromance. For example, like Gojo and Geto, right, there's so much bromance between them. Like he's like, I'm willing to die for you, or if it's you who's killing me, it's okay. Like, whoa, like two normal friends don't do that, right? So that's where the bromance comes from, and then that's why there's fans who like start thinking about it. So it's totally normal for it to like develop, and then like it'll just stay there. Because I think a lot of like maybe like shonen manga and stuff, they don't focus on, that's not their genre. Like their genre is not about the romance relationship between the two guys. It's just maybe that's like a subplot or something, like or maybe like the friendship between them is like a subplot, and it's like to help them grow and help the story move forward. So that's not the main point. But if it does become a main point, then I think the story will go more towards.
I got a feeling that Geekigai is
it will be
actually,
a different genre. Yeah, it will be a different genre of.
Yeah, but you'll be
of-
missing the whole point lah, because that's the whole show is a shonen. It's supposed to show about heroics
Yeah.
and saving the world.
Even
and
like
what have you.
shonen, they have like romance also, but usually that's not the main plot of it, ma. So
This is why I think right,
yeah.
Geekigai is a female, a mangaka itself. Cause the way how they draw it is like very very feminist. Man.
Now I think about it, yeah.
Yeah, so
Hey.
people think that he might be a guy, but I think Geekigai is a female.
Who's that?
The author,
Author.
the manga of
GG,
GGK.
yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I think he wrote some like comments in his interview about their relationship also quite gay.
I think it's
Oh.
I think it's a she, it's not a he.
Are you sure?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
No, you never know.
Something to think
We'll
about.
never know,
Yes.
but yeah.
Okay, Geekigai, if you're listening, let us know if you're male or female.
Let us know if anyone will be watching also knows. Let us know.
Yeah. So now that we have set the premise of the difference between the bromance and to yaoi and all the way to yaoi, okay, let's focus onto the BL genre. All right. So what is your first? Okay, maybe I'll just ask the guys
Yes.
first before we go to the girls. All right. So what is your first encounter with BL? It could be in animation or in real life or whatever. And how did it make you feel? Maybe Nick, you like to start first?
How does that make you feel? It's
Okay,
a very
I don't
interesting
know.
question.
What were you expecting?
Or what are your thoughts about it?
Like maybe you encountered it through a friend or.
Yeah,
Encountered it through a friend?
How did you feel about it the first time you came into contact with such
Oh yeah.
medium?
Like the first time I became aware of BL, like,
Yeah.
no, I have to actually think back, I don't
What's
even.
the
What's the first time?
What's the first time?
Boku no Pico?
Oh,
No, not that one.
no,
not
we gotta
that
cut that out.
one. Even as a BL fan, I don't touch there. No.
No. Yeah, that's.
Damn it, kid. Now I actually have to censor this episode for the first time.
Yes. Nick has all rights to censor
My
stuff
gosh.
that is not supposed to be said.
That's
Have
exactly
you heard
why
of it
you're.
before though? Boku no Pico. Have you heard of it?
No.
Good. God bless.
Good. God bless.
Yes, correct.
But some
Oh, God.
context is just a very pedophile.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, move on.
I think the first time like I became aware of BL was probably this anime called Free.
It's not even
Free?
BL. Okay, that one's
Is that not
romance.
BL?
Romance.
Free is the swimming one, is
The
it?
swimming, yeah.
okay,
Because
okay.
when it came out, there was like internet meme at the time that these guys are clearly not straight.
They are clearly very not straight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
what gave it away?
What gave it away? I don't know. Maybe it's the way they were like interacting with each other,
Yeah.
like both in the swimming pool and outside the swimming pool. Like, you know, I like to swim too. I do not look at other people the same way like they do in Free, which is when I became
That's
aware. And I became more aware of BL last year when I was on exchange in Japan.
Oh, okay. What happened?
Because I was studying at this place called Waseda University, and I took this module called Cultural History of Japan, thinking, hey, you know, I can learn some cultural history, you know. No, I don't. My teacher decides to change it to a BL class halfway through.
I wish I was there.
Yeah, you would have wished. We learned about that.
Hey, were you not on exchange as
No,
well?
what's it now?
Oh.
You'll be awarded the
Okay.
degree of BL, right?
Yeah,
For real.
I don't want.
My prof would have loved her.
Yes.
Okay, for like 6 weeks we spent yapping about what's Fujoshi, what's Shonen Ai, what's Yaoi,
Oh.
what are the love triangles, what are different examples of BL, and I was like, man, what am I doing here? And I somehow got an A+ for that mod.
So, what's your biggest takeaway from that module?
Girls just like it when guys like each other. I guess. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not one to judge. Like, you know, like if everyone has like their own genres that they like. Like if they like BL, yeah, okay, sure. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Hell nah. But like, yeah, okay.
Okay,
I know.
alright.
So yeah, I mean,
What about you, Casey?
you don't want to be in the spotlight anymore.
my first experience, I don't think I have any much. I mean, just in Japan, lor. I mean, I don't watch animes with like Free.
I want to
don't
point
watch-
out. I want to clarify. I
Free-
did not watch Free. I just saw that
Oh.
Free came out. That's it.
But I mean, I thought Free was like, one of those like sports related anime,
Yeah,
like
it's not-
Haikyuu and
But
what have you, right?
it's half naked guys swimming, so you know I think that
But
that's
yes,
probably the
guys
appeal
swim
to
half
it.
naked.
Yeah.
It's supposedly supposed to be platonic, but I don't think so.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
No way.
But there's definitely some definition, so that you know the targeted audience is definitely not guys, so it's
definitely
definitely
girls.
girls
Yeah.
itself. So yeah, you know, have to sell merchandise, dude. So
It's
you
like the
have to-
camera panning.
Yeah, that's true.
Or then you will pan into the camera
apps.
under the apps.
Yes, correct, yeah.
And the other guy will come back from behind. Hey, you know.
Then after you need to like yeah.
And
right.
all the water splash
Correct,
everywhere.
yes. But yeah, my first encounter with BL, I think. Actually, that's funny thing. I think now I remember when I was in Japan, the first time in Japan, my cousin actually asked me to buy her a BL, like, you know, novel. Then after that, I was like, why are you asking me to buy? It's like an entire stack of novels, you know. It's like,
Wait, how many? Like,
huh? I don't know. It's like, you know,
okay, like
so
rough size like this or this?
like this, like
That?
this, like
Wait,
that,
that's
like,
a lot.
So it's
like
not a
that.
stack.
Yeah, that's like an entire volume. Then after that, I was like, why are you asking me? Then it's like, back then I was
Because
like,
cannot buy from Singapore.
I was okay. My cousin was like maybe 3 years younger than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back then I was like 20, and she's like, bro, why are you asking me? I'm in Japan. Why are you asking me to buy this kind of stuff? Yeah. Then it's like, yeah. She asked me like, you know, I want this volume. This is how much they're selling on Amazon right now. I think I get it for Japan at cheaper price, price itself. And it's like, okay, sure. For my cousin, I would just go for it. I said, oh gosh. Then I went to the boiler section. Cannot take it.
So how did you make you feel as you perused through the shelves and look
Perused?
at he has to find that series, right?
Of all the words.
For someone that back then can't speak Japanese, it's a harder. I don't even know how to tell like what kind of what am I?
Why are you even there, right?
The thing about okay, if let's okay, you know, in terms of it, you know, you give me the Japanese name. At least you know I show it to the person. The person know. You know, some people, especially in Singapore itself, they like to use romanchi. This is what I'm looking for. They wouldn't know what the hell they are supposed to find anyway. So yeah, so I took a while. Then after that, I gave up. So I was like, you know what, you go by yourself. I'm gonna go buy for you.
Also, in the end, you didn't
I
get it for her.
Yeah, first it was so traumatizing. So many guys, man. Oh no. Yes.
Are you okay?
Traumatizing.
But actually,
So
I can
many guys.
imagine. I usually try and avoid that segment when I go to Japan to buy stuff in the anime shops because I don't know. It just makes me feel pretty uncomfortable.
Oh, I actively go into it.
Different. I think the line dropped.
Oh no.
So in your luggage bag, it's just like novels after books after books after books.
Okay, I don't buy that much. Maybe on a trip, maybe like three, 4 books.
But it will be in Japanese, right?
Yeah, that's why it's good reading practice. That's an excuse that I use. I've read this in Japanese as well.
Oh,
That's why
yes, it is in
bookmark
Japanese.
there,
Yeah.
It helps to improve your Japanese. Totally not because I'm interested
that's true,
into
that's true.
guys.
Okay.
Like,
本当？マジで？
So if you ever want to improve
嘘じゃないか。
your Nihongo,
Yeah.
これ manga.
これマガないあれ。
これ
これ大丈夫じゃないから。あ、ほら。この二人の男はキスだな。このイケメンで。
I mean, you can don't read BL manga to improve your Japanese, but this is what I read.
Yeah, I mean that's motivation to continue lah.
You need to be interested in something, so like
That's right.
yes, correct. Then you will be more inclined to do it more, like reading Japanese. Then you will improve your Japanese along the way. It's just practice.
So has your Japanese improved since you started reading BL?
Certain words.
Actually, I can read.
Definitely not in the context of normal languages, like just normal conversation. Your conversation will be more screwed to the BL side. It's like right.
Romance.
But I've learned some like words that from BL.
Really?
Yeah, I learned. Okay, but I forgot already.
Like ore.
No, that one is the
Ore.
not normal one. Like not the explicit words, but like the normal words. I've learned some, but I can't remember right now.
Because never use often enough.
Yeah, no, got use. No, got like those short form words like party P, which means party people.
Oh,
I read it in
okay.
BL Hong.
Oh, that's true. That is actual word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
see,
all the
improve.
colloquials.
Huh?
Okay. I guess for myself, my first experience with BL, or actually I didn't even know it was BL, was when I watched this anime called Yuri on Ice.
Yeah, that's
That is BL.
Sounds like
that really is the BL. That's a BL benchmark.
Yeah, so but I
It's a
watched
fake
it.
Yuri.
You enjoyed it?
Yes, I enjoyed it. I watched it because figure skating on ice is such a great sport, and I'm in love with this figure skater called Yuzuru Hanyu, which the anime is after, is based on, and I was like, wow, it's amazing. I really love the different styles and the different competition and the competitors. Yeah, it was only after I finished watching the whole thing, and then I wanted to go and find out more, and then I started like, how come Yuri and Victor got like something weird going on? And that's when I realized, have I stumbled upon a BL genre unexpectedly? Yeah, and then subsequently I watched another anime called Skate Infinity, which is also
that is
similar.
also a BL
But that
icon.
one's more bromance, I think.
You think so?
I would happily love the two of them together, but I think you and I, it was quite explicitly shown that the both of them have romantic feelings for each other. Like, you know the part where he gave him a ring?
Oh,
That's gay.
okay.
there's
So
I didn't watch,
There's no
so
platonic
I won't comment.
explanation for it, no? Yeah, but skate not really. It's more like two guys being super close to each other, and everyone thinks that they're together, but explicitly it's not mentioned that they are lah.
yeah, but the guy, the antagonist in the show has this like, I don't know, some weird feelings.
That guy's weird.
That guy, yeah.
Adam,
right?
is
Yeah.
I think
weird.
they're
It's weird.
bonding over shared mutual interests.
That is something.
Okay, so how did that make me feel? I think if I never knew it was BL, I would have enjoyed it. But after I found out it was, then I had some reservations. Yeah, but I'm glad the animation decided not to like go too much into that space. It's palatable enough for me. Yeah. Okay, so what about you, Kaylin? Since you mentioned that you've been in BL, you've been focused, you have learned about BL since 2011, right?
Yeah. I can maybe started with because this is anime, because I have a twin sister, and then used to always watch shows together. So every time we will be like sharing our phones and everything.
Oh, damn
there
it.
was one day, I know
I know
she
you're gonna say something man. It's probably like let's watch BL together.
No, it was more of me chance because she started hiding. And then because we're twins, we usually share everything. I was like, this girl is a bit sus. So she started hiding, right? Then I went to look, and it was this anime called Hey Class President. Yeah, it's about this guy, this president who got like hit on by his like classman or something. Yeah, and then it was a bit intense, and I was like, apparently my stuff said that I cried when I saw it. I said, my sis is watching something weird, I'm gonna tell my mom or something, and she was very worried that she would get exposed. She'll get scolded.
Wait,
but
you're gonna snitch on your sister?
yeah, I was gonna snitch on my sister. My parents didn't believe me, but yeah. So that
That still
happened.
sounds better than you guys watching it together. It's like, let's watch BL together.
It moved on to that.
No, hold on,
It
hold on,
moved on
hold
to that.
on.
It started.
Oh
Then
gosh.
afterwards, it moved on to more like shonen anime, but then with very high hints of BL. I think there's this anime called Uragiri wa Boku no Namae wa Shiteru, or like The Betrayer Knows My Name. It's about like this guy. Actually, I thought it's a bit weird, but there's this guy who can turn into a girl, and then in his past life he was a girl, and then now he's a guy, and then he's running away from this guy who's supposedly the betrayer or something, and there was a lot of gay subtext going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so after that I realized actually a guy and guy romance quite nice. Then it finally exploded from this anime which I watched called Sekaiichi Hatsukoi. I think it's really one of my most favorite BL anime. But it's nice.
So what is it about BL that fascinates you so much?
I think so there's a few type of different dynamics between the couples and stuff, right? But usually the one that I like the most is like, even though the guy he might not know that he's gay, like the guy might be just okay, his whole life he's lived loving like girls, or maybe like he's tried dating before but it didn't work out and he's not very sure why. And then maybe in school, even though everyone else like he's surrounded by like beautiful girls, or like he's just like a popular guy, but he falls in love with this one guy, and yeah.
Why? What are you doing?
Why?
I sound like Casey, calm down.
He's like getting very excited to say something.
But you excited? Come.
No, I'm just praying.
Is that what? Sorry. Can you show what the
But this is wholesome, what? I
Wholesome,
think
it's wholesome.
the appeal
Okay.
is that like, even though it could just be like he could just fall in love with another girl or something, right?
Yeah, I
He
mean,
chooses
it's
to-
fine. Like,
Yeah.
I think it makes sense, because I think that, love is like not subjective.
Right,
Yeah.
like that. The fact
Correct.
that it crosses like boundaries and everything, it's
Correct.
nice. And a lot of times they show the struggle of like going for like a gay relationship with it.
Okay.
Aside from like a normal straight one, because the path is usually a bit more tough. There's stigmas around it and everything. But I think when it comes away from the romantic part, on the more yaoi side, I think a lot of like girls like me, they like it when, because guys are usually portrayed as very strong heroine, like female protagonists, usually they're always on the receiving end, they're always like being helped by them. But in a gay relationship with two guys, like it puts like both guys can be shown to be very vulnerable, and then they will like kind of help each other. And I think that vulnerability part, like that's one part that I really like about BL.
No, I get it. I
So
think-
basically,
I get it.
it transcends the usual cultural norms
Yeah.
of a girl and guy
Yes,
relationship.
that's exactly. Don't need to be
Yeah.
about pants and skirts. It can be both pants.
Okay. I remember our plot point is quite engaging as well.
Can be lightsaber battles and like.
Oh my gosh.
I'm wholesome.
Hey, how many times I gotta censor this, man?
I was still wondering what you were saying, and then lightsaber, I was like, oh my goodness.
How old are you? Like,
But it's true. Yeah, it's true. That lightsaber. I mean,
Oh,
we
not
don't go
again,
there,
no.
We don't go there.
It's a revenge of the Sith at night.
hey, these censorships cost us money, okay?
I guess for myself, because I'm not that much into BL specifically, but when I do chance upon them, I do enjoy watching it, mainly because I love hot men, and what's better than one hot man? Two hot men in the same show.
Uh-huh.
I think it's like the same for guys also. What's better than one
why you
girl?
looking at me?
Like three
Listen, but we
girls.
don't judge.
Yeah.
Don't think we're in the same party right here, okay? Just because we're sitting, just because it happened to be both of us here and we're both guys doesn't mean.
But then people will ask why do one reverse harems instead, right? Like one girl then surrounded by a bunch of guys. But there's still that dynamic.
That's
you
true.
know?
That's true. But when I'm looking at that dynamic, so as you mentioned, right, when two guys are vulnerable to each other, okay, without the romance part, but they're really vulnerable and they kind of like support each other through difficulties, maybe in a sport or something, and then they will. It's just very different to see the kind of camaraderie. And then how I will I'll die for you, man, bro, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that really touches you, because I kind of like wish I have a friend like that as well who will do that for me. But I guess it's much harder to find this kind of friendship between girls than within guys. I don't know. Personally, that's how I feel.
I think in real life maybe there is, but usually it doesn't go to the other side. It just stops there. Yeah.
Yeah. Then for the two of you, is there
Yeah.
anything about BL that you think is worth watching or reading?
If you want recommendations, I have many.
What do you think, Casey?
Great question. What do you think?
They're like watching it, looking at all
We are
this
still
and like
trying to
wondering.
find
Some funny
something.
idea.
Yeah, we are just trying to like dig through our brain cells to say, what should I like? How can I contribute this to make it interesting?
Okay,
Yeah.
I know what. Each of you can come up with a question. Ask the two of us. why do you any questions that you have about BL, you can ask both of us.
That's good. But for me is that I think BL is just like, I mean, it's like, guys with like, some guys will like Yuri, some guys will like Yai. That means the girls like Yaoi. So it's like, it's just like, we are just opposite. We are just attracted to the opposite sex itself. You get what I mean?
But I have friends who are Fudanshis, who are basically guys who like BL as well.
Oh, you have?
Oh.
You know them?
You also is a common friend.
Oh.
Yeah. He likes BL, so that, when I first found out, I was quite surprised.
I mean, to be honest, I think BL is much more tame than like,
there are untamed
yeah.
ones.
But like in terms of the untamed ones are, the tamed ones are more like, I think in terms of like, the entire landscape, I think guys, we are more visual creatures. So when we are seeing things, we like it to see like, that to that side. But ladies, they don't have to. You just bring two guys, then after that,
You just
probably
suggest.
just like, put them in very comfortable and very like, suggestive positions. Yes, like maybe the guy drop a towel, then after he go and pick up. Yeah.
Dude, what are you doing?
I don't know. I just giving.
Are you like secretly a BL director or something like?
Drop a towel.
What's going on? What?
Bro, I think it's not that hard to be. We just need to just watch like those kind of like those kind of romance movies, and you just replace the female with a male. Yeah, I mean it works out. Yeah, if you think about it, it probably will work out. Yeah.
But different dynamics.
Okay.
It's like-
On Casey's point, interesting to know because do you find that the romance that is portrayed between male female in anime manga is any different from romance between the male?
I mean that's why the appeal for me, like, I also like shoujo, but I also the BL mangas that I usually read, right, they are also more on the more shoujo like variety. So it's more of the wholesome, like sparkly, very cute, very romantic, love from first sight type of thing. But I feel like the way the guy and the girl relationship and the guy and guy relationship works out is quite different. So there's different appeals, because I like the normal shoujo manga ones as well, but a lot of times they make the girl very like vulnerable. Oh, the guy must always save me.
Yeah, it's the
or
more
like,
dominant
she'll
one,
cry
right?
and stuff.
Yes,
but
correct.
even on the guy's side, okay, the guy might cry, the guy might be vulnerable, but you usually see the vulnerable side on both parties, and the way the relationship goes is quite different also, because a lot of times they will also show like what are their friends thinking about their relationship, or do they need to hide it, but it's not like they're hiding it because they're worried people might find out about their relationship, but more on the fact that there's two guys dating type of thing. So there's a lot of like other struggles and other plot points that people can bring up. So it's actually quite interesting, because there's also a lot of other like additional like fantasy elements that they can add in. If you're interested to know, like I introduce some.
And this is why I say that ladies, they like they imagine more. There's
It's
more going on with the
they're very
brains.
creative,
Yeah, correct.
Because let me introduce this universe called Omega.
Yes, please explain this novel that's been staring at me for the past
You're wondering
30 minutes.
Why there might be like kids on it, right? So
Oh god damn it! Why are there kids? I didn't even know there's kids in the
Yeah,
first
there's
place. Thanks
kids,
for letting me know.
What do you think? Like I'm like.
Shit.
So
man.
what, they're doing like adopt a kid or something?
no. So Omega Verse is
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
this
So
is going
so
places.
Trying to talk. I mean,
okay, yeah. So BL creators, they're very creative, because there's a lot of restrictions, right? So like, as in, guys cannot get pregnant, cannot have kids and everything, right? So Omega Verse is to counter attack that.
So is the kids are from the multiverse or something?
It's from the guy. Like, so in Omega Verse,
It's a world where men can get pregnant.
exactly. Yes, and then there's like dynamics and everything. So it's a lot about the,
Lightsaber
the
battle strong with this one.
dominant submission type of dynamics between, like, in a relationship. There's the dominant person and then there's a submissive person. In Omega Verse, they make that like dynamic physical traits. So if you're born as like so in a society, 10% are Omegas, 20% are Alphas. Alphas are the top elite, and they have like amazing aura, charismatic. They're like the idols, popular celebrities, whatever. And then 70% are beta, so they're the normal people like us.
Sad.
Yeah,
I'm
so
a beta.
sad, right? I'm also probably a beta, but the guys can't get pregnant, or girls can't get pregnant, whatever. I mean, girls can get pregnant, but as in the guys can get pregnant if you're a beta. But if you're an Omega, then Omega males can get pregnant. Yeah, and they're the 10% of the population, and usually they will go into this thing called heat. So it's like very animalistic. So like you know how animals, like they go into heat, then they will like exude some pheromones something, and then the other male or whatever want to go and so that's I think the inspiration for Omegaverse.
Okay.
So an alpha and omega can mate, and then they can the omega can give birth. So that's Omegaverse. It's very interesting.
Actually, it sounds very familiar.
Familiar?
I can't stand Nick's face.
I feel like
What
it's a
do
bit
you-
about. It's very
Pregnant?
interesting.
What?
But it sounds very familiar to like some romance that I've read before that is about wolves. Because there's always an alpha wolf.
Yes.
Yes, and then romance between wolves, okay? Wolf men,
I'm
wolf
listening
women.
to you.
It's romance, okay? And then there's always an alpha wolf who's looking for his meat. And then
Yeah.
when they are in heat and stuff, they must, okay.
Yeah, it's still better than peeing on the tree and marking on the tree.
Oh my god. What?
Wait, not that. No, but I think the appealing part of those type of like universes, like especially for Omegaverse, aside from like the fact that guys can get pregnant or whatever, is the fact that you have those dynamics that they made into like very physical traits, and then the way it affects people's perspective. You can see like how like stereotypes, prejudice, and all this discrimination works even in like manga. So the way they like some authors are so good at like story building. It goes beyond the romance. Like there's a whole world, and then the way these people go against their fate. Like, cause in Omegaverse they'll say, like Alpha and Omega must meet together, but there are people who like try to go against that relationship and everything. So there's a lot of these extra plot points. Makes it super interesting. Very interesting. You should go and read.
Okay. So basically they use the BL genre as a way to create a fantasy world where
Yes.
it will never happen, but yet using that to explore very this subtle cultural
All
things
these-
lah.
yeah.
To bring forward in a non-threatening way, because it's not the real world, you know what I mean?
That is all fiction.
It's
so you
all
can
fiction.
It's all in the mind.
It's all in the mind.
I just didn't expect this.
that it will come here, and then he's like wondering how much of this I must censor.
I mean, it's not that much lah. I mean, it's still okay.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
it's
bro.
okay,
We are still fine. We are still fine.
Yeah, make sure to keep
We're
it
good.
safe for work.
Yeah, safe
Yeah,
for
safe
work.
for
Yes.
work.
As long as Spotify don't cancel us, can already.
Okay, so actually going into just now what some of you have said, that actually BL is something that mainly favored by women, right? It's a genre that is mainly favored by female audiences. Like for example, your cousin wanted to buy it, and later on your friends, I do it, I mean Kaylin myself.
I mean, to be honest, I think it kind of like I don't know. I think maybe like in a way, cause I think BL. So in terms of like, I think when it comes to it, when I meet people that likes BL for instance itself lah. So sometimes I feel that when it comes to like in their dating life also, it's like yeah, their demands are also quite up there. Yeah, in terms
Demands?
of
What,
in
as
terms
in?
of like just dating wise, I think they BL kind of like screwed their like
Wait, so
their,
like their perspective.
Oh,
That's
you-
Wait,
as
are
in-
you
as in-
saying
as-
BL ruined the relationship? Like,
Wait. As in, these girls are into BL,
Yeah.
and because of that, they have a kind of perception of how romance should be like
oh yes, correct.
with
Okay.
a
Correct.
guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So they are expecting their future boyfriend to be someone like what they see on their.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
do you guys think that's the case, or?
yeah.
Definitely there are people who can't really differentiate like fiction and
Right.
reality. I think that's not just for BL. I think that's just
In general.
like, in general, but I think there's definitely girls who are super. I know friends who are very into BL, and they're like, oh, guys in real life are not like this, or they like start shipping like real life people and. I think when it's more towards the real life side, when you start shipping like celebrities and everything, it's okay to have like fan fiction, like which
Yeah.
is very popular on Wattpad or like AO3 or something. But if it interferes and if like maybe the celebrity themselves say they are very uncomfortable with seeing such content, I think it's better to not like write it or like publish it where they can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it. Like a lot of authors are actually pretty nice. They will like make sure they will block the artist or like the celebrity so that they can't see it, but they still like so if they draw like fan art of like the two
Okay.
celebrities that they like,
Ah.
and they don't want, and they will make sure that the celebrities will not see it, so they'll block it, like block them.
Oh, I didn't know
from-
there's such things.
Wow, yeah,
like
that's.
like there
Okay.
are quite
Oh, that's really
a lot of
interesting, though.
guidelines,
Oh, the guidelines, okay.
and like it's like community agreed
No, that's
guidelines,
cool.
but not everyone follows it.
Right.
But to make it a more like nice
Inclusive
environment,
society.
inclusive society, there's a lot of like those type of guidelines.
Okay, so I don't know whether I'll get cancelled for this question, but the thing is, if let's say we like to see girls, we like to see guys BL in animation and manga, but in reality, when we see, does it also, how do I say the question? How does it translate into how we view about two guys who are actually dating in real life? Do you think there's any difference?
I think there's definitely a very big difference with how BL portrays guy and guy relationships and how guy and guy relationships work in real life. Actually, I think when I was younger, I always thought that like this type of like BL manga like relationship is like how it's gonna be like for like gays in real life, but that's not totally wrong, but very very different.
It's different now.
Yes, super different. Like I know some people who are gay, they're like no, BL is a lot of it is targeted towards females. So I think that's the biggest distinction. Like BL is for females, drawn by female like authors for a female target audience. And all of this I feel like need to distinct it that it's fiction. Yeah, so there's no way Omega verse and all that will come true, but even the dynamics itself, how it work in real life, it's not gonna be like that. Even the top and bottom things, I think even in real life, switches are more common. Yeah.
What switches?
So in guy relationships, right, top is the one who like kind of wear the pants in the relationship, then bottoms are the one who are like the female in the relationship. But that's like usually in BL is quite defined, like in fiction also. But in real life, I think there's more people who can switch between both, like the top, and they don't mind being like the one
interchangeable line, in a sense.
Yeah, so like they don't mind being the one who does it and the one who receives it.
Okay.
Yeah, both in relationship and in the rooms.
I thought you would say body switches. It's like they switch bodies or something.
No, that's no. But that is called switch. So I think as long as you're able to like distinct fiction from reality, I think it's fine. But it's quite different, very different actually.
So that actually brings me to the next question, where I wanted to ask, why do you think women feel that there is a need for a BL genre in our lives? Yeah, because we know that it's written by women for women, and mainly women consume such
How
media.
you know it's written by women? Might be guys also.
There are guys, but mostly female.
Mostly female.
It's
In that direction.
No, I mean
Like
like you really just
90%
took from the
plus
name
plus.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why do you think women crave such media?
Maybe for me, I was bored with like the usual shoujo romance. I was like, okay,
What's so bad about shoujo romance? It's amazing.
It's nothing bad.
Yeah,
Okay,
I love it.
I've read good shoujo romances.
Yeah.
I even like in shonen, like even free run, like the romance is so good and everything. And like one of my
If you got the romance is
right.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
a
subcategory.
subplot,
Yeah,
but
it's a
it's
subplot.
good.
Yeah.
and it's straight.
good.
And I don't discriminate against like straight romance or anything, but yeah, just saying.
It's not straight. It's like Feyre is a elf, so it's like technically.
What, interracial?
Oh, interracial.
Interspecies.
Interspecies.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know there are people who think that like fujoshis just don't like straight romance in general. I think if the story is good, sure, but I think I was just maybe like kind of bored. So I was just exploring like BL, like different genres, and then I realized that actually I like seeing. Okay, to put it very simply, I like to see a guy blush. So then BL, there's a lot of those.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, this
okay.
one, this one,
That
this
is true.
one.
That is
The
true.
lines,
Yeah,
the red
yeah.
lines.
Then when they get very red, and then the best part is right, if like the guy is like super cool, and usually in BL like the top is the cool one, right?
Yeah.
And then the bottom does something that will make their heart flutter and everything.
Then
And
he
then
swoons.
the swooning part. That's why it's so appealing. There's so many of these little like interesting moments you don't really get to see in normal like shoujo manga. Yeah, and then maybe like the very strong person. I mean, in shoujo manga you can see like a guy like breaking down, like crying or whatever. But in BL, I think there's a lot of more scenarios you can come up for those type of things to happen. That's why it's two guys lah. It's two hot men. Yeah, that's the best part.
Yes, that's the best part.
Yeah.
I agree. Actually, a few months ago, I was also doing a study on Japanese manga animation and all the cultural norms behind it. So actually, boy love was also discussed during this seminar, purely academic, okay?
Sure.
Oh wow.
Yes, it's purely academic, like how
Okay.
your professor asked you to do a
Sure.
topic on BL,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Yeah, and some of the reasons why they said that this genre is actually so appealing for women is because because I suppose it's in an Asian culture, when you think about a women and male relationship, there is a lot of norms that they have to respect. Like a woman must always be more subservient, they must be in the kitchen, they must take care of this and that and the children, whereas the male will always be the person who is like earning the money, going out to work and domineering. there's all these cultural norms. Yeah, but when you put it in a fictional situation where it's two men, you don't have to worry about who has to be the one who takes care of the house and who is the one who goes out and work. So they're able to explore the romance at a very equal level without having to navigate through all those things. Yeah. And the other thing is they don't want to see, which is kind of funny, but they also don't want to see a woman inside a relationship with a man of their dreams. Because it's like building that fantasy. Like, I don't mind if the guy that I like or swoon over, a fictional man that I swoon over, is in love with another man. But because it's not competition. But if I see it with another woman and I don't like this women character for whatever reason in the manga, I will feel like this guy doesn't deserve her. It's terrible plot. They should never be together.
Oh, that's true. So that's why shipping wars happen. The ladies be like, this lady shouldn't be with this guy.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know what he see in her and stuff like that. Yeah. But yet, when it was two men together, somehow the women readers like us, we don't care. It's like, it's okay. Anyway, I mean, he has something I don't have anyway. So
it's a totally different battle.
Yeah, it's a different battle.
True, I think can be said for guys also. Two ladies, as like two cute ladies or pretty ladies together, I should think it makes sense.
Yeah,
maybe the guy looks ugly. So why this guy looks so ugly, man? It's like, what does this girl say?
Exactly, right. Like, he's so nerdy, wear specs or whatever, right?
But I think I'm okay with, like, I think there are people, there are definitely people who don't want, like, the guy of their dreams to end up with, like, a girl, rather with a guy. But for me, I'm okay if, like, the girl character is a totally, like, good, like, developed character. I think it doesn't have to always be like a guy and a guy for like the relationship to be very attractive and appealing for even a fujoshi like me. But I think the first point that you mentioned about the equal level one, I think that's very well put. I think because when they start at the equal level, you can start introducing a lot more sub elements to create different type of like dynamics, different type of like roles or power plays that they can like move on instead of just the normal gender roles that society like has on like romance. Yeah, so that's interesting.
So I guess in a way it just like challenges how we see gender roles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially very traditional societies.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's also because it's more forbidden, I guess, because of the fact that
True.
when girls and guys is like together, I think it's normal. But however, if you like guys and guys, it's like if you go to tell your parents like I'm dating a guy, your parents like doesn't be like, huh, what? Yeah, if I was a guy dating another guy, so what? Yeah, so it's like I think that appeals generally. Because the more like the more frowned upon stuff, I think people like they
a bit more appealing, right?
But it does becomes more appealing.
Like forbidden romance.
Correct. Yeah.
And also for like a girl, you don't
It's like
know how
eating
guys
chewing
think
gum.
also. What?
Just example, like it's like if let's say like Singapore would ban chewing gum, but people are still eating it anyways. Like,
That is true. Like
yeah.
when growing up, I felt like chewing gum was like the coolest thing to do.
Yeah, that's cool.
Correct. That's the thing. The more like bans there is, the more forbidden stuff and like more prohibited, the more people are searching out
Curious,
for this.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
Which is why we decided to do this episode, because I know nobody's going to talk about it. Okay, never mind. So now I'll direct the question more to the guys, okay? Because we have talked a lot about Yahweh. So let's talk about the opposite, which is Yuri. Okay, Yuri is the opposite of boy love, which is girl love, and it explores into shoujo ai and also the more explicit stuff in Yuri. So, would you guys be interested in watching Yuri, or have you actually exposed yourself to Yuri before? Why or why not?
Yeah, definitely, guys. I mean, definitely once or twice, but yeah, I kind of grew tired of it, so yes.
You grew tired of it.
Grew tired of it? Wait, why?
Yeah, why?
How?
Okay, wait. Before
Okay,
that,
the fact
I'm
that-
very curious to know, how did you come across it in the first
I mean,
place?
back then when we were young, we raging hormones, and people be like, just be like anime, and if you started with anime, you can explore, but after a while you get, it just like Yuri just. Okay, probably the fact that I think when it comes to Yuri itself, I think it's more like more catered to guys anyway. I mean, it is actually for guys itself. For girls, it's all more of the the emotional journey that the person goes through. For Yuri, it's just like that's
Just physical.
just that's it. Yeah,
I mean, there are those also,
Yes,
but
correct.
it's not appealing to me.
Yeah, but it's like you get tired of it, like yes. There's so much anime books can actually go that far. So yes,
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I mean, but for in terms of context wise, I think also the fact that the one thing that I have to agree on, like, you know, yaoi, is the fact that, you know, there are strong character developments, because like females like that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yes, like, you know, like they like it when guys, and you know, the guys go through certain emotional turmoils to actually, you know, develop themselves to be better, and then, you know, all the kind of, like, you know, very, like, how to say,
Character development.
yeah, that kind of stuff. Yes, you know. But
Guys just
guys
like
it's
action.
just like, you know, we are just visual creatures, so it's like, you
Oh my
know,
gosh.
we just go straight to the point. Yeah, you get what I mean?
Nick, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, if you to a certain extent.
I
Nick,
don't know where to
first thing
start.
First, have you ever exposed yourself to Yuri before?
Exposed myself to Yuri. Why does this sound so weird?
Have you been exposed to Yuri before? Sorry, it should be the
I
other way
guess,
around.
yeah, because like a lot of the popular anime, even like in the 2010s, had a lot of Yuri teams.
Yes, it's the true.
Like, wasn't there I can't remember the name of the anime itself. It was like a girl like riding an anti-tank rifle as a witch broom.
Gosh.
Which one is
Of
it?
course, you know what it is, or like
Girl riding
Girls
like
under Panzer, is it?
Girls Un Panzer.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a Yuri anime.
Oh,
Girls
I
Un
don't-
Panzer is basically an anime where a bunch of like high school girls are operating main battle tanks, and then like supposedly there's Yuri in that anime, but I'm not sure. I think they're all just crazy in that anime.
Yeah, they're just wild, bro. Yes.
I can't remember, but like, yeah, I think probably a lot of anime watching when I grew up had some teams of Yuri involved. Whether I probably didn't notice it because I was focused on other stuff.
Like the tanks fighting against one another.
Oh yeah, probably more focused on the tanks. Yeah, probably that explains a lot.
In fact, I think for guys itself, we are not. Like I said, we are not into character developments. You know, we are just like.
No, hold on. I like character development.
Like, in terms of like Yuri, lah. People
Yeah, maybe
watch-
not the type you'll see in Yuri and Yaoi.
Yeah,
like,
correct. Yes, not that kind.
So you would prefer a plain vanilla male-female kind of development of romance versus two girls developing romance with one another?
yeah.
Well, so end of the day, also depends on how it's written also lah. There are some good, like good ones where, you know, it explores like relationships and stuff like that. Yeah, there is lah, but normally it's just like, you know, yeah, it's just the story and how the characters is written lah. Mostly it's just like, you know, like smashing. That's about it.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
It's like, see, okay. I know. I fall in love. Girls fall in love with girl. Girl go on date with girl, and then after that, like, you know, certain stuff happens, and then they best friends. Yes. just
Dude,
like
what kind of Yuri are you watching? Like,
Well, yeah.
did I like miss out on something? Like,
Okay, so
I mean, like for me, like I don't. There's fun in like cheering on that, like just a regular like plain vanilla romance, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it also seems like
But I mean, it also seems very forgettable, you know. Like until today, right? You know, there's not much that, you know, I can actually remember.
really.
Yeah.
plain
I
vanilla
mean-
romance?
No, in
For
terms
Yuri?
of Yuri itself,
Oh,
it's like, yeah,
okay.
there's nothing much that I can actually remember, to be
Okay, I've
honest.
never watched it before.
Yeah.
I've never been exposed before, so actually I don't know. Strange.
I
I'm
also have not
interested.
been exposed.
I saw one before.
Ah.
'Cause,
Okay.
It's called 他们的故事, but it's Chinese manhwa.
Chinese
Yuri, but kind of really more like shoujo ai, like girl love. And it's super wholesome. It's very nice. It's about this very tall girl who's quite like a delinquent in school. Not really a delinquent, just that she likes to like don't really like to listen to rules and everything. But she's still like very friendly, very nice. And there's this quiet like nerdy girl who's like the total opposite of her. And then the way they interact is so cute. It's so cute because it's like, cause you know when you're as a girl with like another girl, you have those very girly like friendship, right? Like, oh, I'm a girl's girl, then we'll do things for each other, like holding hands or like giving each other like emotional support and everything is quite common. But in this like manhwa, they do that a lot, but it's always like that. They always have each other's back, and you can see them like falling in love with each other. And okay, maybe they don't go to the explicit slide. I never see the visual or those type of like illustrations or anything, but the very at the bare bones like romance, right? It's so like it warms your heart. Yeah, and I feel like maybe because like as a female, I could relate to that like girlhood kind of vibe. Maybe not the romance part, but like always being there, always wanting to be there for like my girlfriends and everything. It's quite heartwarming. So maybe that's one appealing factor that Yuri could give
Okay.
Okay.
as a female like reader, but I haven't really went into the not PG-13 sides of that one. I'm not very sure. I'm also not very keen.
Okay, so it does explore friendship between two girls and how
It could go beyond that.
yeah. Okay. In this kind of Yuri, right, do they usually portray the girl in a more do they like have short hair and stuff, or is it usually, or are they okay fine having two girls with too long hair and two big boobs or whatever?
Actually, you see, most is two long girls, right? Two long hair girls, right? Like two pretty girls.
Okay, so
Okay.
it doesn't have a
Also
case.
one also, right? Yeah,
Was there?
Gundam Wish of Mercury.
Oh, yeah,
actually,
Wish of Mercury, yeah, I
It's actually a
remember.
Yuri anime. Wish of Mercury is actually also a Yuri anime.
Oh yeah, that does
It
make
is?
sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
because from the start they get married.
Yeah.
Oh.
The girls get married, so it's like, they skip everything, just get married
Yeah.
and then let the
And then-
relationship develop from there onwards.
But because it's Gundam, the Yuris probably takes a backseat to all the other messed
All
up
the
stuff
fighting
happening.
and all the sign fighting the mech.
Fighting,
Okay,
that's
interesting.
yeah.
So, alright, going on to my last question then, would be about this whole BL or GL trend kind of thing, right? Has actually resulted in a lot of people who have like started this shipping, this trend of shipping random people within the same maybe universe with each other, even though the law doesn't mention that they're actually together. Case in point, Gojo and Geto. Yeah, which is he's here. You see, he's looking very
I don't
distraught.
have a ghetto figure, so I will get a ghetto figure.
That's why he's so
next time.
sad.
We
Yeah.
need a ghetto figure.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like these two in the animation itself, they are really good friends. They are like, they show lots of bromance with one another, but they don't actually, get on it together. But yet the fans would want to see it, so they start like drawing fan fiction, writing fan fiction, or drawing pictures of them being, really shipping them together. So, what are your thoughts about, this whole trend? Do you think it's healthy?
I've seen this from My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
They seem to do it a lot.
a lot of fan wars in, but
Right.
I think that fandom itself is quite toxic.
Yeah.
Like they were really like, I think the fangirls that like maybe like Bakugo and Midoriya or something, right?
Yeah, that was one of the ships, right?
Yeah,
so they were really
Baku-
angry with how the manga ended.
Yeah, because he ends up with like Uraraka or something.
Yeah,
right?
Uraraka, yeah.
Yeah, but I know that fandom, the fangirls are super toxic. Like the ones that ship Baku Deku together, they hate all the straight ships, which I think that's unhealthy. That's like, don't do that. Like you're free to ship whoever you want. You want to ship with like a rare pair as well. Then in like
Rare
early
pair.
in early 2040s, people ship Elsa and Jack Frost, even though they've never interacted
Oh,
before.
that's so cool.
Yeah,
That's actually pretty
I
sweet.
think that back then, like, way back in the early 2000s, like, I think it's way much more easier. Like, it's way
Yeah,
tamer
sure.
than, like, compared to, like, My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Naruto is just like, I know that people are
Naruto.
shipping Naruto and Sasuke together.
Yeah, that's true.
They
Yeah.
have so much, but they have so much chemistry between them. I think people like, for characters that are in the same show, there's the chemistry already, so people want to build on it and see how it can develop from there. That's why they start shipping and creating all these like what if scenarios from like fan fiction and other like fan
I
art.
remember that time, I think one of them, Naruto ended, then they were like, some of them were complaining, hey, how come like Sasuke didn't end up with Naruto together?
Oh yeah,
in the actual story.
Yeah.
I still don't understand like how we could expected that ending.
it was like quite like from the start you already know that he's probably gonna end up with like Sakura or like Hinata or something.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
not
true.
not Sasuke, but I can see why people would want, like why people shoot them together, because I also shoot them together. But
You
I
were
also-
one
I
of
also-
them.
Hey, but I didn't watch Naruto that much, but there's that chemistry already. So people are like, maybe they have more chemistry than even like Sasuke had with like Sakura. So why not like imagine them together, And for characters that are not even in the same show, like Elsa and Jack Frost, for example, I think just the character personalities and their potential dynamics makes it very interesting for people to like think about all these like scenarios. And in the end, it's just like in the end, it's all like fiction, it's all fantasy. You could just maybe take these existing characters and just write your own story instead of creating characters that like are like original without any like existing personalities or anything. But because they already have all these built personalities that you could build on, that those can like you can just create a new story. That's why people create all this like.
Right.
I think there is,
Fanfics
but I
and
think
stuff.
back then I don't know whether you guys are aware, like back then there was like some sites that they like draw like fan arts of
Oh,
like, this kind of
okay.
like
Twitter also
potential
Twitter is a
storylines. Yeah. But I mean I was in those sites when I was a younger.
Like after you have finished actually
Yeah, correct.
reading the actual manga, you want more, and it's like where can you
Correct,
find
correct,
more? So you
correct,
go to
correct.
these
That's
sites
true.
and then you find them.
Correct.
Yeah. So do you have anything to add, Nick?
No, I'm good, man.
This topic is making
It's been a
him
long day, guys.
reevaluate his
He reevaluate his life choices.
Yeah.
Life choices when I started. Still thinking, what's a good idea producing this podcast?
Hey, but
Hey, you
You
proposed
suggested
it.
it.
Yeah, you suggested it.
You encouraged me.
That's true.
He's the enabler, so.
Yes,
If
I
you
am
want
an
more
enabler.
like wholesome, beginner-friendly BL manga, I have a lot to recommend. Beginner-friendly one, like more on the actual storyline, not so much about relationship.
Okay, cool. It's gonna be really hard for me to accept that because, like I said,
You and Ice is good.
this black-haired guy has been staring at me while he's trying to eat a strawberry this entire time.
Actually, to be honest, if you went in to read a manga or watch an anime not knowing that it is BL, it would have been fine, right?
Yeah,
you might not have even realized it.
Actually, I would prefer it if it's like
You go in knowing.
subplot. I don't mind when it's like guys and guys. I think end of the day, I think it's perfectly right. If let's say like it's too much, brah, come on, it's good. It's good. Yeah. So end of the day, I like it more of a subplot kind of
Like, as long as
basis. Yeah.
It doesn't overshadow the main.
Correct,
plot, right?
correct.
Yeah.
Because there needs to be there has to be a main story. It's like you see straight
Yeah,
couples,
true.
like if it's not like a shoujo anime, then wow, why? Yeah, if it's a shoujo anime, I can understand. But if it's not a shoujo anime, if it's like a Gundam anime, like it's about anime about Gundams, and if let's say like like Witch of Mercury, those two the main plot is just them getting together. It's like it's just gonna be so boring. I wouldn't like it. I like it like you slowly hit me, and then I'll be fine with it. But you're gonna hit me straight, like slap it in my face. That this is a Yuri anime. Then okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
I
like
see.
it.
Okay.
Actually, another recommendation, I don't know if you all watched it before, is 魔道祖师.
Oh, good.
Yeah, 魔道祖师 is a Chinese animation, and it also is talking, I mean, it's another one of those on hindsight, then I figured out, oh, this is spoiler. But you went in
How long do you figure it out?
season 2.
Season 2? You went in for a second season?
Yes, I finished watching the whole of season 1, 24 episodes. I was like, oh my goodness, I love the whole camaraderie between Wei Wuxian and Lan Zhan, right? And I was like really hoping to see more because they are two very different characters and they drew them so well. They are so good looking.
And the dynamics are so interesting.
And so interesting
I
because
like
one
how she
is
say like season 2. So like I think it's like she finished watching, it's like how come these two guys are so close together?
Yeah.
I
Hello,
never
world.
realized it about it.
What a great show.
I only found out when I was like discussing it with a group of friends and they told me, have you read the novel before? And I went like, you mean there's a novel? It's based on a novel? Then they were like, yeah, but don't read it if you're not into it. Then I'm like, huh? What happened? What happened in the novel?
I mean, chapter 101.
Yeah. So apparently in the novels it's much more explicit, right? This
Yeah,
stuff.
because I think like for Chinese animation and like even the live. Have you watched the live action?
No.
It's called.
Did I watch the
live action.
Yeah, there's live action it's called Chen Xing Ling, but they changed the English name to the Untamed instead of
Oh yes.
Mo Dao Zu Shi, right? And then that one they had to tone down the bromance a lot because in China they censor.
Who's the guy
all those-
again? The guy, the main character.
Wei
Chinese
Wuxian.
actor.
The Xiao Zhan.
I knew it.
Good looking.
Yes.
Then the other character.
That's why I was like, that guy Xiao Zhan, because recently been watching a lot of Chinese shows, so it's like, dude, Xiao Zhan.
He's on there a lot.
Yeah.
And Wang Yibo, the other, do you know Wang Yibo? Very famous actor now also. He was from a K-pop group, then but he's Chinese. Okay, but I digress. But basically for Mortal Tzu, I think the novel is where it all started, and I think when it comes to novels, the censorship is a bit less strict. But recently they've been like cracking down on it, but last time it wasn't that strict, so there was a lot more gay tension between them. Yeah, I mean in the anime you can also tell there's a lot of chemistry, right? But I think it was okay. There's not so much like action or anything. Only until like maybe when I think Lan Zhang got drunk.
Okay.
This is like potentially a spoiler. Okay, potentially a spoiler, so I will not say so much. But and then he started making moves. So at that point, I think that's super obvious that okay, there's like romance happening, and the most that happened was at chapter 101 where there was a lot of those explicit scenes. But before that, there isn't that much. I'm sure you can read the book all the way until like maybe like 60 chapters in and realize that the guys are just Swan brothers.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, it's like those "I will die for you," kind of thing, and that's what makes it interesting.
I was
like
very
what?
surprised though, like I think that it was actually like from China, and it's got
There was a whole huge
subplot.
controversy arising from this because I think about 2-3 years ago, China really cracked down quite a bit on
they
BL.
cracked down.
Yeah.
The authors also, I think some of them got arrested.
I think they got jailed as well.
Yeah, which is a bit sad because
Yeah.
in the end it's fiction, just let them write what they
Yeah,
want.
I think it's a bit extreme to like jail someone for like the content they produce. Like in the case of BL,
It's not as long as it's not really encouraging any like hateful behavior.
Yeah,
it's
it's true.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I one thing I recalled from that incident was when they really said they came out and said that men should look like men. They
Yeah.
shouldn't look like pretty boys. We cannot have
true.
Meinan anymore. We must have.
So it sounds like,
Yeah.
like he's like, yeah.
But he's a Meinan and he
He's a
looks
Meinan.
good with long hair. Like why? I mean, there are people who are not gay and they are very androgynous looking and they also explicitly say that they are like straight. They're not homos or anything, but they like to dress up femininely. That's fine. Like I don't. I think there shouldn't be like so much of this guys who are very girly or very feminine looking are necessarily gay.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
I have some friends that looks like, I thought they're gay, but
Same
they're
as me,
straight.
yeah.
Yeah, they're straight.
No, my friends like to dress feminine as well,
Yeah, sadly some guys look even better than me. Like it's
There
a
you go,
female.
some
I'm
friends that
so
you
You look
sad.
fine.
So sad.
Okay.
I was watching. I mean, we are digressing. Yeah, but
Digressing.
anyway,
Okay.
it was on Instagram, and I was like seeing this video of this guy who was like taking off his makeup as a woman, and he looks great as a guy, and he also looks great as a girl, and I was like, oh, it's so jealous.
Life is unfair.
Very unfair.
Sounds like a
Where are the good
Hideyoshi.
genes?
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Before we end this episode, I should address a claim. I think it looks like I have never touched BL or I will never touch, which is a lie. I actually have a BL manga that I read.
What?
And I follow the updates too. It's called A Man Who Defies the World of BL.
Oh my god, I love that one.
Why did you only bring this up now after the end?
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, you guys didn't really give me a lot of space to talk. Like,
No, I did. I did keep asking you, Nick. Do you want to say anything? Okay, never mind.
yeah, and then I see that exactly.
He was trying to
go.
find the right way to
Yeah,
smack
like
it.
Basically,
Yes.
this manga is about like this guy. He's stuck in a BL universe, so it revolves all around this like cake verse or mega verse we've been talking about today.
Hey, there's
and
no
then
papers inside.
and it covers all like the BL tropes. So stuff like the guy's junior or like the confessions or whatever, and how this guy's trying to avoid all of it.
Oh,
And now in the
okay.
current chapter, he's trying to like run away from this guy that likes him
Okay.
I'm actually
because he's a
waiting
regular
that-
guy. You're rooting for it?
Yeah, it's a BL. I mean, it's not
okay,
a
yeah,
BL,
that's
but
true.
I mean, yeah.
So
I-
basically, it's a manga about a guy who is not into BL.
He's
stuck
strict.
in a world
Yeah.
who is where everything is about BL.
Yes.
And he
So,
explores the different tropes.
Like for example, all the girls around him, they have no faces.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's gonna suck.
And then the guys are like, he
Handsome.
even notices like, hey, why are the guys like so handsome? Or like, it's not like, like just general handsome, but like, they're like,
Super handsome.
they look way more handsome than normal.
Yeah, and then when they fall down, right, they will somehow land on each other or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like very BL.
And then like how the brother got like trapped, right, or something,
Yeah, he's
into a
like,
BL
oh.
relationship.
What is the thing about like BL confession? How is it like?
BL confession.
Yeah.
Like she just said like the fell down thing.
That fell down just a confession.
No. But that one is like when maybe they fell down, then the close contact makes them realize, oh no, this person's attractive, And then afterwards, they might like start developing feelings, and then they will confess normally. I mean, there's a lot of
Something like similar to shoujo mangas.
Yeah,
lah.
very similar.
Oh, okay.
I don't think there's a lot of difference in the way they confess. It's just maybe the way they show it. Because
It's about shoujo or shonen. If let's say you have both of it, if you compare the both, like
if I have to choose, like
yeah, not like
between-
BL. Where does it lean towards more shoujo or more shonen?
I think there's two different. I think that there are different types. The one that I like to read is more the shoujo side, the more very cute romance, wholesome. But there are people who like the more shonen side. So a lot of plot, a lot of action, a lot of angst, a lot of drama, and then the BL might be a bit of a subplot to it. There's this horror shonen BL called the Summer That Hikaru Died.
Okay.
I think the romance is like a subplot, and then
Right.
the horror is the main
The
part.
main
It's
part.
so good. Like,
Okay.
I totally recommend reading
Horror.
I
it.
see,
Yeah, it's
I
horror,
see.
but I think it was ranked 1 in like some monthly manga ranking in
Oh,
Japan
wow.
for quite a consecutive.
Oh,
like,
okay.
weeks.
So
That's
Hikaru
impressive.
started haunting the guy.
No,
For
so-
the ghost to stay.
okay.
No. So Hikaru is okay. I'll just like summarize it really fast. But Hikaru is this. So the main character, his friend, he's not Hikaru, but his friend is called Hikaru, and he went to the forest one day because they live in a very rural village in Japan. And the friend went to the forest one day, and then he came back after like 2 weeks of being missing, and he's totally different.
Oh.
And he finds out that Hikaru got possessed by a monster. So the original Hikaru's either dead or missing, and this monster is trying to get close to the main character.
Damn. Okay.
And they start, and then after that monster like appears, and there's a lot of other mysteries unraveling the village that they have to explore. So there's like not just the BL part, but it's so interesting. There's a lot of like mysteries and horrors and kidnappings and stuff.
I guess.
So the BL is just a very subplot.
Subplot, but it kind of that romance part kind of ties the two characters together because of the guy having like the main character has feelings for the old original Hikaru, so he can't like just throw away this monster even though this monster is like not the same guy anymore. So that's where the romance plays in.
Yeah, it's quite intriguing as a manga. I'll read it.
Yeah. But it's not like straight into your face.
I recommend Hikaru ga Shinda Natsu.
Okay, so that kind of wraps up our this episode. But before we end off, maybe Kaylin, if let's say somebody's interested in BL and they want to try reading or watching something that's very safe and wholesome to start with, something that won't complicate matters, what would be your recommendation to them?
Okay, just one.
Just one.
Okay, this manga called Sasaki to Miyano, like Sasaki and Miyano. There's an anime for it right now actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think.
Where can you watch it?
I think there's the official YouTube channel for Muse Asia. I think they had it on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can watch it officially on YouTube. I'm not sure it's in Muse Asia or anyone, but yeah, you can watch it officially on YouTube, and it's also on Netflix, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on Netflix also, and it's super cute. This is purely shonen ai. There's no like anything about it, but it's very wholesome, just like a normal like your senpai liking your kohai type of story.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you see how like the main character who's actually a fudanshi, so he likes BL. But he refuses to be put in a BL position. He just likes to read it, and then the other guy who's attracted to him is just like very interested to know his hobbies, like a normal relationship. He just wanted to get to know him better, and then they spend time, and then they develop into a nice romance. Yeah.
Okay, so repeat the title again.
Sasaki and Miyano.
Okay, Sasaki and Miyano.
What's
if you're
the
like interested.
English name?
Sasaki and Miyano. That's the names of the characters.
That's the name of the two guys.
Yeah.
Alright, so well, thank you, Kaylin, for joining us on today's episode on BL, Boy Love in anime. And I thought it would be just nice to just wrap up that at the end of the day, BL is really just I would say artistic tool that people use in order to explore different type of relationships and dynamics between two people, and it's not necessarily something that is representative of real life. And for you who are out there listening, if you are like interested to explore, there are animes that you can explore, and if you're already very into it, maybe also think about how don't get too carried away, because it is at the end fictional and shouldn't be representative of real life.
Yeah, also like for Yuri, it's nothing that I watch also. So yeah, I might be wrong.
Okay, we're not doing a Yuri episode. We're not. No.
Yeah. All right.
So I hope you guys enjoyed today, lah. So if you guys want to watch more,
yes. I was going to end off with saying that if there are also other topics that you'd like us to talk about, like Kaylin was interested in Boy Love, and the other topics that you want us to talk about, feel free to write into us or leave a comment, and then if we like your topic, we will also feature it in our upcoming episodes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Right,
don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us.